Man, we must be really in sync with everyone that we know this guy's name is Kurt. Hey, welcome back to more ReFantazio. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we took care of just a nice little bounty out in the desert. And this time, we're gonna go and talk to Strohl. Because we can up his social link, basically.
Yeah.
Hey, well, they've got me in mind for now. I'm assuming we're out of Grand Tread. I might walk the streets and see what comes of it. You're not too bad, but you care to join me? Yeah, sure. We often heard that there's some drifters who occasionally show up on this road here. And I wonder, maybe they're people I've been looking for. Grand Tread's so full of novelty. So I can get used to all the clamor, though. In Halia, the town where I grew up, you get a pin drop by comparison. There was still the bustle of friendship and commerce, but... Young Master Leon, could it be?
Huh?
I know that voice. Rangeeth, is that truly you? You made it out safely. Oh, young Master Leon, my goodness, look how you've grown.
What?
We know each other.
Truth is,
He served House Heliatus when our house was still stood. I never imagined I'd see him again, much less here. Rangeeth, this is Will. He's a friend I've recently begun traveling with.
however,
Forgive me for saying, time has not been kind to your frail old friend. I'm eating well, and how are the others?
that's...
After the human attack, our survivors fled to the capital. No one can make a living among the ruins in Halia, much less restore it. Most arrived here with only the clothes on their back. Their livelihoods were destroyed and without shelter from the rain. Well, and a few faded away. Now, let me help. Let me find you housing. Or if I had the means. What I've left is if my nobility is my name alone. I'm so sorry. Your kindness is more than I could ask for, young master. I've always said you've got your heart from your parents. The only reason we're still alive here today is because your parents had us evacuated to the capital. And my parents instructed you to flee. All the more reason that I have to help somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I only wish I knew how. Who owns authority over the area you're staying in right now? In Ishki Marquess, Lord Hydron.
I see.
Marquess, you say? Sounds like you need to pay this Lord Hydron a visit. I'll see if I can negotiate some vacant homes for all of Halia's refugees to live in. Though I doubt my name alone is worth much in collateral. Young master, please. Our woe should not be yours to shoulder. Only bear the weight, old friend. A fateful day 7 years ago, my parents acted to save as many as they could. I was just a boy lost in the panic, and I wouldn't have escaped if not for all of you. In other words, I'm only standing here today because of your swift action. So let me do what I can to give you peace in this new life.
Sure, but...
You honour us. Still, I fear your plea may fall on deaf ears with Lord Hydron. Devoted as it would seem to the church, he has brushed me off before his backwater refuse. Well, reason I should speak with him myself if that's how we see you.
Strohl.
Yeah, let's have a word with him. Coming too. Moving forward will be no shortage of trouble. I'd rather you not have to add my personal woes to that. But we're buddies!
You?
Very well. Either way, it's reassuring to have you by my side. On behalf of both me and my house, you have my gratitude. Feel Strohl's deep trust within me. Just in me.
I feel more courageous when I'm with
You have my thanks as well, sir. Well, I've no doubt the young master's in capable hands. Wait, and all the young master thing, we need not stand on the ceremony. I would have us meet Lord Hydron without delay, but the sun is going down. Let us return from now and meet with him another day. Nice 1800 mag. Not bad. Of course, we are still early on, so we don't have a lot that we can really do in terms of our followers. But what we can do is we can go and find some royal virtues to take care of. Yep, that's why I turned them off. So that would just annoy me. Again, helping with the Hush Honeybee's tolerance, isn't it? Yeah, so there's like no reason to ever do the one thing that I did. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
I've forgotten that there's going to be another hectic one. We can... Well, we'll help her out.
Help.
See you in the kitchen, shall we?
Next up is...
We're preparing the fish, so now we just have to put it in that pot?
Then...
Next thing prepares the cockatoo woolly cloud omelet. The eggs in this dish are supposed to have a fluffy looking texture. How do we do that? So... there are some things that boost up your royal virtues that are a guaranteed amount, while some of them do have different options. These options will actually affect how much you get. Don't actually know the answer to this one. So let me actually look this up. Yeah, I don't know anything, well, not too much about cooking myself, so, you know, luckily, I can just look it up and say that it's cook on low heat.
Let's try this.
Whoa.
The residual heat slowly finishes the eggs. Gotcha. Time to get started. Pour our hearts into the preparation. Using low heat, allow the eggs to develop a soft and airy texture. Serve to the customer.
Nice job.
Wolfed on the whole plate. He's surprisingly good at this.
All right.
So, for example, if we picked something wrong, we would have only gotten 2 stars of tolerance. Like, it's not much, but yeah.
Draws nearer.
It's especially good to know the things to answer for this.
Well then.
And... okay. So yeah, right now we're really just building up our virtues. Haven't done any imagination or eloquence.
Oh, I am grateful.
I think probably the biggest one right now, just for what will be coming up, will be our imagination. That's the next requirement is, well, technically, there is a tolerance check.
Fancy, a real pharaoh, I'll be.
Aberdeen, you such a big deal of it? I should explain. My family has something history of fairies. I was born, my parents would even tell me stories about fairies before bed. What can't be to tell you one? Fairy tales, I don't got fairies on the mind. What do you think? Should we listen to the other elderly gentleman's story?
Imagine that, getting to tell a fairy tale to a real fairy. Come on, let's find a table at the tavern. Long ago. Now, this story goes back to my grandfather's grandfather. Once far, far away, there was a village out in the countryside. There was a cave nearby, but the villagers prohibited anyone from entering. One day, my ancestor, who was just a boy then, decided he had to see it for himself. Despite his elders, he doesn't sound like a handful. He runs with the family. Sure enough, he ventured deep inside and soon enough becomes swallowed in the darkness, hopelessly lost. A handful or not, he was still just a boy, and his bravery failed him. He sank to his knees and in the dark, crying pitifully. But then, something bathed in a warm light caught his eye as it approached him. The light actually spoke, saying, "Pipe down, you can't cry in a place like this." He was shocked. After he got a good look at it, the boy realised it was a fairy, pulsing with light. He so relieved his tears only magnified. The fairy couldn't bear it. Throwing up her arms, she said, "You ought to cry so badly, suit yourself." And she left. The boy knew what the fairy said. "Come on, follow me," she said, "I'll show you the way out." She had such a dangerous beast deep in the cave. And in compassion, one day, she decided to get him safely back to the entrance.
Yeah?
The fairy was kind of cruel at first, but I guess she had a good heart. When they arrived at the cave's mouth, the boy turned to thank the fairy, but she had already disappeared into thin air. Time marched Johnny grew into an adult. Visited the cave countless times, hoping to find and thank her, but he never saw again as long as he lived. But look at the time, we better pick this up again later. As long as you know the ending, I'll be around.
All right.
Couple of extra points of imagination.
Well then.
Not much, but it'll help.
Regina, probably.
Yep. I'm perfectly fine with boosting up with Brigida. So we'll pop on over to her.
Well, I'll not loiter in a storm.
Just you.
So it's you, seem unscathed. Have you come to work? Duh.
Now then.
Here's the leash. Today's job? Just to walk it. It's been itching to get out lately. Keeps making a fuss. Walking around the capital so it quiets down and gets the energy out of its system.
Can't be seen coming in and out of here. If no questions, then get to it. The dog, without anyone seeing, and walked her around the capital. Seems we're taking a liking to you. Hear from downstairs. Don't get too excited. It's on you too, dog. A simple walk should be enough to put your guard for you to let your guard down. What you get, my little puppy dog? Trust you unconditionally, sight unseen, and you think that makes it smart. Sure, whatever you say. Morph.
Hopeless.
I haven't liked this thing since the first time I laid eyes on it. It was on the side of the road, buried from the neck down, head bleeding too. Probably hit by a rock at some point. It could have just given up and died, but left me by eyes and whimpered. I hated the sight of it. Oh, little dog, you didn't feel drawn to it at all?
In those days.
I was once a stray myself. My earliest memories of fighting a dog over a scrap of meat covered in dirt. And he getting bitten for my trouble. Wherever I went, I only found hunger and violence. So I robbed and stole anything and everything. I fought, and I survived.
It's a living hell.
Can't imagine. Never just see who you are now. What am I doing talking to a child about this?
Just a fantasy.
Just like that dog, I let my guard down like a fool. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Sure.
Alright.
Yes.
Have your own ways. While we're on the subject, what of advice?
Listen.
This was a bottomless hell. A bog of endless muck. And if you trust another person to keep you afloat in it, you'll feel the sludge close over your head
Don't
soon
ever
enough.
forget that.
To survive, you need the strength to make your way through the muck. Nobody else can do it for you, and indeed, nobody else should. You need your own strength. And I'd say it's well within your power.
Therefore,
In addition, I'd like to provide one other reward. I'm sure you're aware that there's a man in town tasked with exchanging magla obtained from hunting monsters and the like. I'll run a word within that I'm more flexible with you, not just here in Grand Trad, but across the kingdom. Her attempt to kind of just, I like the dog in the corner, just having fun.
no pain can stop me now.
More skills can be now added, and yeah.
Even then.
I shouldn't be the only one talking. You owe me some secrets of yours after all that? Grizz tried to kill Luis, did he not? Imagine you're aiming for the same thing.
Yeah.
What are your true motives? What are you truly aiming to do?
That's...
I want to better the country. True motives, I said. I suppose it's not impossible you do really mean that. Can't tell what you're thinking at all, but I'll expose your true nature eventually.
I'm off.
That's all for today. Come by again when you can. I'm sure the dog will be delighted to see you. It is a very cute dog, I must say.
Time marches on.
Nice $5 grand for our troubles.
Draws nearer.
We might get Strohl's next link now. I think Hulkenberg we can't get for
Well, then.
a little bit. Yeah.
Save it.
Yeah, I don't think Hulkenberg unlocks for a little while. So, yeah. Katharina, we can't get any further for a little while. Maria's not terribly far away from hers. More, also a little bit, until his.
Yeah.
So, a bit of a bind. The girls would hide from that landowner in Grand Trad. My family was okay to the caretaker for the other day. So he's clever, not in a good way. Unless by how to approach him, we'll help him.
Thanks a bunch.
Just having you by myself would be reassuring. He's about Sanctus, so we should look from near the Grand Cathedral. I was told Lloyd Hydra comes here often. Right on cue? If I'm not mistaken, you're the young Lord Strohl, are you not? It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Hydron. But how do you know me? Now you're still in the kingdom, hasn't heard at least rumors of Halia's tragedy. Perhaps you've come to reflect in...
No.
Came to see you, actually. I understand full well that this request may seem unreasonable, but...
Truth is,
I've come to beg the use of some vacant domiciles in the capital. As you know, my countrymen who fled Halia reside here, sleeping on the streets. The roofs over their head they're barely scraped by, and so I implore you, please consider offering your support to these fine people. Are you implying I should do this in some manner of charity? Might be considered in any way? Not that you would petition me on their behalf to begin with. Not as though they are your responsibility. Besides, is poverty not one's individual onus to bear? They were attacked and forced to flee their homes. You still hold them responsible for the lack of means. So fate was cruel to them, and they could not rise above it. Should they hold themselves to higher standards? I'm afraid I'm under no obligation. Besides, what of your own circumstances? With your parents and land gone, you have little else to anchor you. Consider storing the glow of your house before you worry about the rabble. You ran about one thing. I was a fool to ask for your aid.
What?
What about everyone from back home?
Obviously.
Don't worry, I won't abandon my people. Incidentally, don't I know a compatriot from somewhere? You needn't worry about him. Besides, I must apologize for taking up your precious time today. Before I go, have you know that those refugees are my people? No matter your stance on it, I'll do everything in my power to save them.
Worry not.
My good lad, I'm sure I must come across rather harshly, but it's not as though I have no sympathy for you. Abandoned by your parents, shunned by your relations, you were left to the harsh truths of the royal capital too young. It's a pity.
Hang on.
Choose your words more carefully, dickhole. Let's not let our tempers get the best of us. This isn't over yet.
I'm sorry.
So sorry, Angif. I was able to persuade Lord Hydrant to offer more assistance. So it's going to be a tall order, but he tossed it aside, calling it personal responsibility. And that I couldn't abide. Please don't apologize. And you went to such efforts more than we could ask. Besides, you needn't worry about us, young master. Your focus should rest on rebuilding your great house.
Yes.
House Haliatus must rise again from the ruin that human wrought. Restore to its former glory, or I should hope, to greater heights still. Well, I've heard you've been living off the generosity of the noble families who respected you, Lord Barons. To be brought so low can't have been easy for you. Your people only wish to see your house flourish once again. With your inheritance, you should...
Wait.
Excuse my interruption, but you say inheritance. The village was destroyed, I don't recall any mention of one. So you're unaware of it. I suspect as much given our conversation the other day. Your father would have kept it separate from the estate, this I've no doubt. But I couldn't begin to say how or where.
Taking that into account.
Well, if there are any clues left, I'm sure they all point to Malia.
Well
To
then.
investigate.
Yeah.
Perhaps, though I doubt anything survived the fire.
Hey, so.
Regardless, I'll make the journey back home on my own. Alright? I'll not burn you with the wild goose chase.
No.
Nah, we'll do this together with buddies. Sincerely doubt we'll find anything in that
Thank
rubble.
you.
But listen, thank you for today. I would have lost it if you hadn't been there to keep me calm. I've avoided this for too long. It's time to face the ruins of my home head on. Might I ask for your help yet again? I'm not sure I could take another step without you at my side. Then Strohl's deep-seated trust and burgeoning resolve.
He.
The proud noble Strohl, keeper and inheritor of the warrior's virtues, with thy sure about a new heroic embodiment slumbering within thee has come to blossom. Bear this new power, foster this connection, and by their strength fulfill thy destiny. This is our first adept level archetype. Well, yeah. I think maybe kinda. I don't know if the merchant counts as adept. I do hope you'll find the inheritance your parents left you. All they'd hoped for was that you would come with your own wishes with a worthy house. You'd be so proud of how wise beyond your years you've become, your father especially, just like him in that respect. Not worthy to share mention of my father, but whatever the case, I intend to honor their wishes. Pray await my return. Now, I do really prefer saving the mag,
Save it.
but
Rain.
it's a rainy day. I just got the extra bonus to exchange rate. What's it at?
You've come at a good
As
time.
often said, I might was good on you like this. The exchange rate's better than usual. Again? That reminds me, the association gave official notice to offer you better rate on the highway, so. Keep as the exchange as useless as it works. Just however you see fit. We're now at 7.2 per. Which is like, actually that is pretty good. Let's actually. Let's sell 650.
Hey,
And it's on sale. Or we're on, you know, I'm trying to say.
Hey,
Treat. What was it? There are 40,000 right now? Maybe I actually do want to sell the rest of it. If I can...
okay?
Got the tuxedo, I know. Got the golden epee. We're of course going to buy. And yeah, I actually think I do really like having the
Okay?
extra mag,
This is on sale.
but no, I think I actually will end up selling more.
Hey,
It's because we happen to be so close anyways. What do we need? Just like 6,000? Want to sell like as little as possible. 750.
Hey, listen.
We'll end up with $3 left. Fantastic.
Okay? This is on.
And Strohl benefits the most from it right now, so I guess we'll pop it onto him. $3
This is
left.
on sale.
Yeah, we can probably.
Now then.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
This is
We'll at least finish off with the appraisals. Silver abacus for the merchant. And I didn't actually see what we got from that. That was... I think that's ever curious. Curious? Curious? Mentioned it before. No idea how to pronounce a lot of these. No idea how to pronounce a lot of these, like, medieval armor types.
Now then.
I can at least make a little bit of money back. Yeah, we'll keep that.
Now then.
Yeah, that's... No. Jeez, I have a lot more silver lances than I thought. And a lot of cooling staves.
Now then.
Yeah, that's fine. That works out. But,
Now.
well... Yeah.
Alright then.
Yeah, we'll finish off the story, and then
Go.
the story for the extra imagination should specify. And then I'll end things off.
How did I wind up here?
Farron and the Elder, I'm glad we meet again. We'll leave you in the middle of the story. You guys hear the next part.
My thanks.
Look, let's head to the tavern and I'll pick up the tale. I see. I believe we left off with my ancestor being unable to find the mysterious fairy thanks to saving his life. We've been hit by a time skip here, and the next part concerns my grandfather. Bear with me. My grandfather was also a mischievous sort. One day, he too ventured the Forbidden Cave and became hopelessly lost. It really does run the family. So it does. We were lost in the dark. What did my grandfather find? A fairy, of course. It was beautiful, just like the fairy his grandfather described. In your own way, it's the same fairy. Again, I'm not going to help you this time, said the fairy, rolling her eyes. My grandfather burst out with confused. What? It's the first time you ever been to the cave, after all. The fairy said, don't blame me for getting eaten by the beast. So my grandfather realized the fairy was mistaking him for his grandfather. The boy you're thinking of is long gone. I'm his grandson, he said. The fairy considered this for a moment and said, you people are so young. The fairy led my grandfather out the cave like she did his grandfather before. All the time he kept his grandfather's regrets in mind. So before she could vanish, she turned to her and said, thank you for helping my grandfather. One of his real beat? I doubt it. My family had to leave that village when my grandfather grew up. I'm sure you can appreciate how amusing it is to find a fairy in Grand Trad. Well, the fate seems tied to fairies. And your family got closure with the fairy. I mean, like this, who knows? Maybe it really is fate.
Alright.
Just a little bit more imagination.
Well then.
Time we got back to the others, and time I ended this episode. So, next time, we'll hear whatever that announcement is. But until then, see you guys later.
Let's